Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I am back, and it is time for some more AlphaStar 1 versus 1 action. As per usual on the channel, at the minute anyway, we're continuing on with some of the lower tier AlphaStar games. Just till we get towards the end, then we'll get back to the real high and mighty good stuff. So, we have got Alpha Z gonna be taking on Diamond P, which is always exciting. We're gonna we've done a lot of these videos at this point. I have watched a lot of AlphaStar, and if you've watched every AlphaStar video on this channel, you've probably watched more AlphaStar than most people. Even those who've really been interested in the AI, I don't think have actually sat down and watched hundreds and hundreds of replays like we have, because we clearly love this AI. And so, based on the fact that this is the lower tier AlphaStar iteration, it is a ZVP, and taking on a Diamond P, I want to say that we're going to be seeing AlphaStar either Link Flood, or it's going to do its Roach Queen pull, as that seems to be what AlphaStar does at a lower level. It picked up some good wins, I guess, doing this strategy. And yeah, we shall see exactly what strategy the AI is going to go for. Personally, I'm fine with whatever. It's been a while since we've really seen a late game, but that's just the nature of how it goes. Yeah, let's see what you gonna do, AlphaStar. But, ladies and gentlemen, seeing as how we have got 3 drones mining gas, let's try and hit 3 likes on this video. That would be absolutely amazing if we could. You guys truly do make me enjoy casting these videos by you guys showing the support. If you guys were like, "Oh, the AI sucks," and no one ever liked the videos, I'd be like, "Okay, no more AlphaStar," but you guys are the best. So we continue on, and we're pretty darn committed at this point with casting every AlphaStar game. You don't run halfway through a marathon and then quit or whatever. You see it through. So here we are. Now, yeah, let's take a look. We see double queens on the way for the AI, making a few lings, making drones. All the while, the Diamond Toss is doing his wall off. I've been playing a little bit of Zerg myself lately, and if you guys want to learn something like I just did, I have a lot of trouble against early pools. And for some reason in my mind, I always thought you got to try and place the Cybercore back so that your Cybercore will be safer. You don't want it to be like a main component of your wall if like you got a bit poking out or something. Whereas, turns out the Cybercore actually has more health than a gateway. So that's something that I never really knew, and you learn something every day at Starcraft 2. Now, we take a look, we see a Stargate on the way for the Diamond player. I don't mind this if he's going to be getting cheesed by the AI, which I get the feeling that AlphaStar is going to pull the trigger this game. The AI is having a bit of a drone derp, though, sending that drone on a suicide mission, running right into that Adept. The drone tried to pull a sneaky one, but did not sneak by the Adept successfully. The Adept is now running into the natural of AlphaStar, targeting no drones just yet. A bit of a micro mistake, and he even cancels the shot, so... Oh, only gets the one drone, and then the Adept dies. Plus the one drone that kind of ran out on the suicide mission. As we sit back and wait to see how this game's gonna develop a little bit more. We have a Phoenix popping on out for the Diamond player. We'll see if he's gonna go into an Oracle behind this. You generally want an Oracle in a ZVP, as you need that potential to kill lings. If there's like a big ling attack, you need something that shoots down for the most part. As I personally do enjoy Phoenix, I think they're very good. However, Phoenix themselves are not something super amazing, as you literally just can't lift everything up. Interestingly enough, from the Diamond player, though, we actually see just like 3 regular gateways go up in the face. Yeah, in the face of AlphaStar's Overlord. I think like 2 of them were built, but then he adds a 3rd, so he's going up to 5 gateways and making a Void Ray, which is a little bit unorthodox, I'll say. I do think that that is a little bit strange. However, we'll just sit back and watch as we see drones on the way for AlphaStar. Lots and lots of drones. So far, no all-in from the AI. This is kind of exciting for me, because if the AI is just going to sit back and macro, I will really enjoy that. However, now we start to see Roach speed fires up a few roaches. Is there going to be a lot more roaches coming out after this? That's the question. Spore Crawler Overseer on the way. So a pretty normal macro game from AlphaStar. Just building into what looks like it's going to be a timing attack. So essentially for the Diamond player, this means that picking the Void Ray was a really, really good choice, as Void Rays, I don't think there's really a better unit in the game against Void Rays. The question will be, though, whether AlphaStar is going to march the Queens across the map to potentially shoot down any Void Rays that are there for the Diamond player. Otherwise, if it's just Void Rays against Roaches, I think the Void Rays win that fight. This is actually going to be the second Void Ray out for the Diamond player. We'll see if we're going to see a third or not. There's also all the sentries too, which will be really useful. But then, oh, AlphaStar maybe isn't just Roach all-inning. I keep calling and expecting like a Roach all-in or something, but apparently I keep making the calls wrong. AlphaStar fires up like another 9-10 drones. We see a Hydra Den on the way next, so just pure macro from AlphaStar. I did not expect this. And so far, it seems to be quite a clean macro game. It's played safe for the most part. It's scouted out with its overlords. Third base is on the way for the Diamond player, and maybe the fact that the Diamond player is playing so heavily on early army, that's why AlphaStar has just been sitting back defensively. We see the AI has 9 roaches. Actually, not that much if you think about it. Ravagers are being made, though. Could this attack work for the Diamond player? I'm honestly not sure. We see the Sentry Stalkers going to move forward. No upgrades on these units, and then just 3 Void Rays. So a really, really strange composition for the Diamond player. And we're going to be seeing AlphaStar have to react to this attack. In goes the Diamond player. He's got his Phoenix. He's got his Sentries. Can he get some good Force Fields and dodge the Corrosive Bile? So far, the Force Fields haven't gone down, but the Corrosive Bile dodges have been good. There's one Force Field really locking in the army of AlphaStar. A couple more units rallying out, but they've been force fielded in. So this Diamond player is actually doing quite a good job with this all-in, I'll say. He's got his Void Rays putting out damage. The Force Fields are going to eat Corrosive Bile, but there's a lot more Force Field where that came from. The Hydra Den of AlphaStar does get killed off. Even the third hatchery is starting to take a bit of damage. That could just be killed off. Void Rays use their prismatic alignment to start putting out a lot more damage on that hatchery. Hydras are coming in. Force Fields are getting tossed down. Is this going to be enough for AlphaStar to hold on? The Void Rays actually target down the Hydras, so there's essentially no anti-air that's a threat to them. However, a few Hydras do still remain. Looks like there isn't quite enough Void Rays or quite enough units for the Diamond player. AlphaStar barely holds on against that attack, but in the end does rally out enough and produce enough units. And this is going to put the Diamond player in a spot of bother, I'll say. I mean, the Diamond player does have a third base, which you generally say, okay, that's not too bad. However, as far as tech goes, he's got really nothing. He's got Charge just building now. He's building one Immortal, but his... Oh my gosh, he actually kept these 2 Void Rays alive. I did not expect that. So we still got the 2 Void Rays. However, AlphaStar does have 3 Hydras, so we'll see how that's going to work out. If AlphaStar goes for an attack, there is a universe right now in which the Hydras get killed off, and the 2 Void Rays do kill all the Roaches. So I think we'll need to see AlphaStar rebuild its Hydralisk Den, or something like that. Maybe a Spire at this point, who knows, but there is a 4th on the way for AlphaStar. All the while, a Templar Archives and a lot of Gateways are going up for the Diamond player. There's a chance as well. Oh my gosh, AlphaStar just built 10 Overlords. That's a little bit much, AlphaStar, but you know, the AI does what the AI wants. Yeah, I was saying there's a chance that AlphaStar is just going to eat like a ton of Psystorm and lose the game. That is a possibility that could happen, and I don't want to jinx AlphaStar, but maybe. However, I'm not going to say which way this game is going to go, as every call I've made so far has been wrong. AlphaStar is making a lot of Roaches, making a lot of Ravagers. Its army absolutely dwarfs what the Diamond player has right now, so we see the Diamond player warping in those high-value High Templar. Is he going to be Chrono Boosting out his Psystorm? That's what I'd like to see, because you never know when the Zerg's going to attack, so having Psystorm, the sooner the better. Currently, it's about halfway done. And it may be done in time for AlphaStar to attack. It's going to be really close, actually. As we see the AI attacking these rocks, maybe going to start moving across the map. Psystorm is almost there. Where's the Chrono Boost on it? There's currently going to be 3 High Templar building up energy. Or, oh no, no, the Diamond player! He turned his High Templar into Archons. I didn't even notice. Now he's warping in a couple more High Templar, but They aren't going to have energy in time for an attack if AlphaStar hits now, but these guys, they would have had energy for Psystorm if they'd just been building it up. So the Diamond player kind of shoots himself in the foot. We now see AlphaStar going to have to hold on this ramp. And this is a lot of Roaches and Ravager as AlphaStar is going to be pushing up. The Diamond player is going to have to hold on the ramp, as AlphaStar is going to be trying to breach this location. Does the Zerg just charge up the ramp? I mean, there's force fields, so that can buy the Protoss player a lot of time. How much energy does he have on these Templar? Looks like he's got enough for Psystorm. Will we see some clutch Psystorms from the Diamond Protoss player? That is the question. AlphaStar tossing down Corrosive Biles, hitting a couple Stalkers, but not hitting the High Templar. Is there going to be Psystorm? Where's the Psystorm? There's one, but it kind of whiffs. Is there going to be a second? So far I haven't seen it. Where's the other Psystorm? The answer is there isn't one because that High Templar just died. Corrosive Biles going down all over the place. There's one more Psystorm, but the storms just weren't on point. There's one Void Ray, but it's going to get Corrosive Biled down and will die. And that's basically going to be it for the Diamond player. He maybe could have had a defense, but in the end, it just wasn't enough. AlphaStar held the attack, then successfully countered-attacked in quite an interesting ZVP and takes game number 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are into game number 2. And this time we've got a different matchup, a lot of matchup diversity as far as AlphaStar games go. So at the minute anyway, I just cast a ZVP, just cast AlphaStar, or earlier I cast AlphaStar playing Terran versus Terran. Then we had before that we even had, oh gosh, what was it? It was AlphaStar playing. You know what? Yeah, it was AlphaStar playing Protoss. Then we had AlphaStar playing Zerg against Protoss. So, all over the place, because now we've got a Master Zerg going to be taking on Alpha Terran. So, another matchup, which is what I like to see. I like all the AlphaStar matchups, since I think it brings a unique approach to most of the matchups. AlphaStar's TVZ is pretty straightforward for the most part. Make some Banshees harass, make a bunch of tanks, make a few Marines, and kind of just attack with an odd number of Marines, but it's okay because you got a bajillion tanks to fall back on. AlphaStar's entire TVT war plan is just make tanks. Tank printer go burr. So now we'll see how AlphaStar is going to do against this Master Zerg on the map King's Cove. How will the Zerg player play it out? As far as macro goes, a lot of Zerg players can't keep up to AlphaStar's Terran macroing up. It just, the AI is so good at it, and the Zerg players don't necessarily, at Masters level even, don't necessarily hit those drone timings perfectly. Then you add in the bit of AlphaStar harassment, and then eventually the AI just surges ahead in the economy. And then there's also the risk of the Zerg player taking a bad fight into AlphaStar's 20 million siege tanks that it produces. Okay, so we see Queen is indeed on the way for the Master Zerg. Making drones. AlphaStar is opening up with a Reaper, so going to be moving across the map to harass his opponent with this. How much damage it'll get done, I am not too sure, but we shall see. The Reaper moving across. Can I grab a drone? Can I grab a ling or two? For now, though, the Reaper runs into the natural. Drone number 1 is going to be the target. Oh, this is looking kind of bad, but good save from the Masters player so far. The next drone is going to have to get safe somewhere. Does AlphaStar get it? Oh, no. Good save from the Masters player. Showing us good control. I like to see it. What's his APM? 200 to 300, so a pretty serious Zerg player. AlphaStar averaging 103 APM, surging up a little bit though. The AI doesn't actually average that high of APM, and I'd say that's because, of course, there was restrictions put on it. Otherwise, the AI would do any micro-related task perfectly. So really, with the restriction, it is more about AlphaStar's strategy, what it focuses on with its limited actions, as opposed to just microing a ton of Blink Stalkers perfectly, like we saw AlphaStar do in the first match against Mana. Reaper! Oh, big micro mistake from AlphaStar, not microing that. Now, take a look at this, though. We're gonna be having a bit of a cheese alert. We've got a lair on the way, double gas for the Masters player. And with AlphaStar losing its Reaper, that is a big, big no-no. You want to keep your Reaper alive if you're Terran, because Zerg can be cooking up some aggression you're not ready for. And that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing a Roach Warren about to finish up for the Masters Zerg. There could be a Nidus once this lair's done. Or it could simply just be like a Roach attack across the map, but the bottom line is the Zerg is going to be going for a big old attack. 29 drones to 32 SCVs, and it's time for Roach Printer to go burr, effectively. No Nidus just yet. We'll see if that's going to be getting built up soon. Looks like there's a Nidus spot getting made right here, right between the two bases, so all the units can get in time. So within the next 30 seconds or so, there's going to be a Nidus getting dropped in AlphaStar's base. Will the AI be ready for this? I'm honestly not sure. I mean, Cloak's on the way, a Cyclone's on the way, but then there's a third base for AlphaStar coming out, which is not what you want against an aggressive Zerg player. So we could be seeing AlphaStar get cheesed out this match. All really because it lost its Scouting Reaper before even confirming the Zerg third base, without getting a chance to dive into the main base. So if I'm AlphaStar right now, I'm a little bit concerned. There is a Nidus being built. There's no detection on this. The Hellions are going to be moving into the natural, going to be cooking up some drones. AlphaStar sees the Nidus, sees the Ravagers that pop out, and say, uh-oh, that ain't good. So the Hellions are just going to be killing drones on the Master player's side of the map. Can these Hellions just actually get into the main base, kill all the drones? Because then it can get into a bit of a wonky base trade situation. But for now, we see the Banshee's going to be in trouble. It did not pull away in time. AlphaStar pulled SCVs into this, but the Cyclone even eats Corrosive Bile. This is bad news for AlphaStar. A bunker, double bunker starting at the natural. A tank did just pop out for the AI, so that's important. And the AI can't afford to lose drones. However, oh, these Hellions are caught on this ramp as they try to make it into the main base to start cooking up drones. Good Roach block, however. A couple do make it into the main. This is going to put the pressure more on the Zerg player. Don't tell me AlphaStar is going to hold this rush perfectly because it's a god. I'm not too sure, and Overseer being out for the Zerg player means that the Banshees aren't an end-all for AlphaStar, even with Cloak. There's a few Marines in the bunker at the natural base. AlphaStar can afford to lose SCVs, but it can't really afford to lose all of its production, and that's what we're going to be seeing. This tank is moving down, but it could just be easy pickings. The Banshee and tank are going to do what they can as SCVs have been pulled into the mix of this. The tank isn't sieging up even. I think AlphaStar will end up losing to this rush. It was a good effort by the AI, but with compromised production, you just can't win. Even AlphaStar gonna fall, and there we go, the AI lifting off its buildings, as the developers said that it sometimes does, and they have to manually end the game. So, could be a bit of a late GG from AlphaStar. It's got the Banshee, it's got a tank, but this is enough for the Masters player to win the game. And so we will indeed have a tied match today. So going into a game number 3, which is good. AlphaStar is going to be building another command center, because why not? It needs 4. A few SCVs running down to the bottom right, but Roaches were pursuing. If AlphaStar wins this game, I will eat this this Red Bull can right next to me. I will just go to town on this can like a goat. But yeah, AlphaStar does end up tapping out. GG. Okay, it is uno to uno, and we are gonna be having a bit of a rematch, except it's not your classic rematch. We have just got AlphaStar playing Terran, taking on another Zerg. The last Zerg that Alpha Terran played against totally just Nidus rushed him and cheesed him out hardcore. Poor AlphaStar. It happens to the best of us. Don't feel too down on yourself, buddy. Now, we'll see if this game's gonna go a little bit more normal, or if we'll see a cheese again. Personally, I do enjoy it when AlphaStar has to hold a cheese, but that Nidus one seemed very strong. The AI lost its Reaper, and even to like a Pro Terran or something, they're vulnerable if they lose their Reaper. I mean, people don't necessarily think about the exact timings that a Reaper has. You just gotta say, okay, you need a Reaper to scout out. But no, one of the things that you actually do need the Reaper to scout out for against a Zerg is to make sure that there isn't any snap aggression, to make sure that third base gets down. And then usually your Hellions can follow up and join them. But that's sort of after. But yeah, that Reaper's important. You don't want to lose it. Even if you can, say, get like a surefire drone kill, that's fine. But you want to make sure that like the third base is up, that you've dove into the main base for starters, check the gas mining, things like that. As otherwise you'll just be caught off guard like happened in that last game. And now we are just going to see, how's it going to go this match? Will we see another cheeky Nidus to try and cheese out the AI, or will AlphaStar just get to play the game that it wants to play, which seems to be Banshees, which seems to be Marines, tanks, all that jazz. And then let's take a look-see, Lou. We have got the natural base getting up for the Zerg, natural base getting up for AlphaStar. The Reaper is on the way for AlphaStar. We're going to pay close attention to this one, make sure the AI doesn't lose it, as that's not what you want to have happen if you're an AI. Okay, so we see the Reaper going across, then just Ling speed on the way for the Master Zerg, who's still mining gas, by the way, which I'll say is quite notable. A lot of Zergs do pull out of that gas or just have one drone in the gas to ensure a little bit of income, but still mining full tilt out of the gas with 3 drones is very notable. AlphaStar microing its Reaper. Gets into the main base. Oh, might kill that drone, but good save from the Masters player. The second drone is under fire. That one also gets saved, so looking good. The Reaper for AlphaStar is taking a few Ling shots, but does turn around, does escape. Those drones cancel their spore crawlers and get back to it. So, what we've seen so far is the Zerg player was still mining gas. He hasn't started up a third base yet, but we do see him just queue that up now. What's he going to do with this gas, though? That is the question. Mr. Zerg doesn't just build up gas because he wants to. Mr. Zerg generally has an idea of what he's going to do with it. Usually a lair, I'll say, for the most part. Even if the Zerg wants mutas or something, they'll generally just start the lair off one gas, then throw up extra gases. This time, though, the Zerg player did get speed, so he's going to have that in his toolbox. Going to try and chase down the Reaper, and looks like the Reaper will be toast to these Lings, so that's a nice kill from the Masters player. The Masters player is making a few more Lings, but interestingly enough, he isn't actually going for a lair yet. There isn't a lair, there isn't a Roach Warren, there isn't anything that you'd want all this gas for, so I'm quite confused by what exactly he's going for. As, we do end up seeing a Roach Warren get thrown down. So far, no lair just yet, but there is an Evo chamber, a second gas as well, so this could very well point to some Roach aggression. Maybe Roach Ravager, who knows, but the Master's Zerg, he's still building up this gas. Like, this is a lot of gas to have at this point. Is he just going to actually make, like, just non-stop Roaches as soon as this Warren's done? If he is, that doesn't really explain the Evo chamber. But then if you are going to go for Roaches and not hit a super early timing, you generally want Roach speed, so you'd start the lair beforehand. We do see the lair just get fired up now, though, and so that'll be on the way. But yeah, no Roaches just yet, just drones for now. All the while, the Banshee is going to be moving out for AlphaStar. So far, there hasn't been a single Spore Crawler made by the Masters Zerg player, so this is going to put him into a bit of a spot of bother. If AlphaStar's Banshee shows on up, the Banshee just kills off a bunch of drones. Doesn't matter what the Zerg's plan is if they're just workerless. So yeah, AlphaStar going for the Alpha Banshee. A couple of Hellions even run into the third, cut up a lot of larva. Really nicely done. The one remaining larva gets killed off. Hellions maybe are going to try and dive into the base of the Masters player. The Queens are in pretty good position, but yeah, these Hellions do actually slip on by. There's absolutely nothing to defend this position. Oh no, I was thinking about how this game's going to go, and it looks like we're just going to be seeing, oh, AlphaStar, why do you do this? It just destroys humanity again and again. Roaches get spotted by AlphaStar. The AI's got its third base done. We see 11 Roaches get fired up by the Master player. However, he doesn't have a Roach Warren, or he doesn't have Roach speed started, so these Roaches are going to be slower than, oh, I don't know. I don't have an analogy for this. He's just in trouble. Yeah. He's just in trouble. Okay, so Looks like the Masters player is going to send his units across the map, but there's 2 Banshees on the side of AlphaStar because AlphaStar rarely actually cuts out Banshees. Then there's a tank, there's some Marines, Hellions. It's just not going to happen as far as counterattacks go. So this attack seems to be doomed from the start. The Zerg player is trying to get back up in the drone count. That 1 Banshee gets killed off. The problem is there's 2 more crossing the map, and I don't think that this amount of roaches is going to be enough to easily break the wall when a tank is involved, when a second tank is about to pop out. I mean, 1 tank is hard to break for Zerg in this situation. 2 tanks is nigh on impossible. We see this SCV will get spotted by the roaches. The wall gets raised in time, so it's just going to be really, really tough for the Zerg player to break. And oh no, the Zerg player never made spores against a Terran with Banshees. This is an absolute disaster. This is an absolute flop. Krosabal does kill off one of the tanks, however the wall's still getting repaired. All the while, the Masters player is losing virtually all of his drones, being knocked down to 12. 12 drones! He doesn't even have an Overseer with this army to detect the Banshees, so the Banshees can just cut into the Queens, and this attack is just totally done for, and so is the Zerg player. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed AlphaStar this video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't, it's free. You get new Starcraft in your YouTube sub box every single day. And join the Discord if you haven't. That's also a place to hang out, talk Starcraft. And if you do enjoy the content and want to support it, consider becoming a member. But man, AlphaStar totally just wrecking the Zerg this game. The last ones were a little bit messy, but this game AlphaStar totally just wrecked face. GG.